Хм, попытка номер 2. Он потерял Генджи. Или нет? А нет, он его... Он его помнит. Я подключила провод. Через секунду, блин. Что поделать? А, кстати, я не заметила, это что? А это что? А это что? Ай. Творец. Библиотека. А можно я уйду? Так, я думаю взять и вот это вот сложить. Извиняюсь. Так, а авто? Все.
Remembers? Nahita's consciousness, so much time has already passed since then. And it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time.
Ну,
And then
переключение.
Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Нет, наоборот, не хватает. Я вижу сеточку.
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
О, я знаю, что я сделаю.
Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble.
Он
At
ругается.
once, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia!
Ой,
Since when are we
извиняюсь.
just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even
Бизнес.
though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle. So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now, where's
Список.
that list Paimon made?
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida?
Мгм.
Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler and Paimon.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
А, самое правильное. Ну, пока что все стабильно. Пока что все стабильно. Насеваетесь. Можно я там просто спрыгну? О, какая красоточка. Яу. И прямо на
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port. Wow, everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality, whatever that means. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
Join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just...
But, Shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Что ли? Я стримлю.
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking...
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult...
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Как интересно.
First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
I think we get it. Thank
Извиняюсь.
you. At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Guess we could have a look around the city in the meantime. Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself.
Нету, не
I was
отвечает.
just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when
Ой,
we were kids.
извиняюсь.
It was just atop that hill over there. See?
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now it's been completely
Все
submerged.
вернулось.
He would skip and jump,
Все в порядке.
tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Ah, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. quite get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us! Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Zresztą.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories, and that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh, all right then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
Это один лишний. Так.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Ух ты, какая. А, это не она.
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and
Oh,
those
Боже.
with nothing at all. Raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
Такая себе.
As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
Пока вас здесь никого нет.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured. I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydro Archon's entrance was,
Чересчур.
how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top? Ahem. Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and
тут
etiquette
чувак слил
necessary to
нас.
communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
Вот он, кстати.
Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course.
Drama.
That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see her. Oh, I bet this is going to be the duel of the century.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy.
Я
And
просто
despite the
вижу
noise,
сеточку.
I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this...
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her...
Stand down, Clorend. I admire her bravery. Unfortunately, people now...
Oh, yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that...
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. You're getting a bit
Что надоело?
Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
Whoa, all right! Now that'll be worth seeing!
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. It's such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, according to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits.
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that?
Precisely. Now, if you...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny.
Magician.
My beloved citizen.
As a magician who just rained
Magician.
on your parade, I naturally should
Интересно,
shoulder the
magician.
responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This
balloon.
rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh? I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold
Что-то
water.
Мигдори уже не судья. Там на улице.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny.
Amusing?
Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are
Ой, Господи.
valid grounds,
Бум,
they will
ударилась.
not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the
Привет,
gods of
Дусенька. Привет, рыжа? Ой, темненькой. Это шаре.
I look forward to
Нет,
seeing your
рыженька.
upcoming performance
Ешь,
at the
мамочка.
Opera House, Mr. Linny and
Привет.
Miss Lynette. That's enough for now.
Она хочет выбрать. Привет. Привет, нормальненько. Так, давай ты будешь их туда запихивать, только если они сами этого захотят, хорошо? Да, она и так сломана, что
Это новая локация?
опасно. Да, это новая локация. Будешь туда? Можно
Может,
боится.
как-то вот так вот поставить?
Она не хочет туда.
That's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's
Видишь?
ever seen.
Ей не понравилось.
Never even had a chance to ask for
Ходит она.
anything. But that's a problem for
Да,
future
поэтому она
Paimon.
научилась.
That whole scene just now was really...
Don't
Ой,
mention
на
it.
стол,
I just
конечно
happened
же.
to remember that
Рыжа
there was
хочет на
such a
стол.
law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually... So,
И
now do you
рыженька.
see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
She
Привет,
can be a bit
рыженька.
confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Рыженька.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician,
Ну,
Linny.
ты что?
It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will
Давайте.
actually be my first time
Вот сюда.
performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine.
Isn't the Opera House where criminal...
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of
Да?
Fontaine, the
Ну,
line
молодец,
between a
Дуся.
trial and a performance can be a little blurred.
Привет, Дусенька.
Speaking of performances, I would be
Дуся
remiss
еще не
to
научилась.
forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now.
У
And we
меня
wanted to
что-то
go to the
стрим.
opera house anyway.
Ты берешь рыжий? Нет, к тебе еще она хочет. Ой, да, к тебе хочет.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first. Oh, you really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer. This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Oh.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
Не понимаю эту трагедию.
Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath.
Типа,
Others say that the people of Fontaine never
слишком
heeded the first
развитый
Hydro Archon's
мир,
warnings and
цивилизация
offended
уничтожается.
Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started...
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But...
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Так, сейчас. Это... Нет. Давайте. О, тут же голубенькие вещички. Да, это просто квестовый этот.
So you're the blonde traveler.
Сумка.
Oh, a magic pocket? Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf.
О, ну доволен. Я подозрительно относилась к такому.
What's this? So you all...
What? You mean you don't believe?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe the story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one, but as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and...
Oh, we haven't heard that one
Интересно.
before. But people.
Wait.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being...
Типа как эволюция, только немножко по-другому. А я прыгну через этот. А там сверху противно. А я прыгну через этот. Ладно.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help. Many hands make light work.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some
Он
romaritime
выглядит
flowers.
как какой-то
I
мошенник.
remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
Почему мне кажется мошенник?
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect romaritime flowers.
А. Ясно все с вами. Да, на Хиде уже такое не собрать. А здесь? Не то. Тут не то.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
Не дослушал.
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Ладно.
Alright, let's go.
Я просто сижу, вижу. Ить. Ой, мимо. Куда? Совсем наверх? Да, походу наверх. Вот теперь стрелку вижу.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? She started running the other direction! What should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also be... Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief. Yeah, let's...
И теперь вниз. А, нет, вот он.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt, Linny?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right. Sorry, Lynette. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Lenny's initiative paid off.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the court of Fontaine now.
Ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious...
This is an aquabus. It allows people to travel between several... It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little...
So you mean it's still boring even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave.
Если они брат и сестра, то почему она кошка, а он нет? Хотя... Я только сейчас поняла, что что-то не так. О, знакомые люди.
What? Traveler! Paimon!
Charlotte!
Oh, I never guessed I'd bump into you while riding the aquabus. In the story of my life, this is big news. What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us a visit.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence. But as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming. Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh, let Paimon introduce you to our new friends!
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Magician. Так, стоп, математика в этом цилиндре. Звали вроде Magician.
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place. So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. You're right. Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those
Może
missing
5
girls
dnia.
deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Mhm.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quick.
Музыка классная.
I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Когда у меня музыка.
Okay, Hyman hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
What a tough job.
А,
Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first?
Домой.
Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all.
Сходить за
This
салатиком.
city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Боюсь, что сейчас закончится дело. Будем дожидаться следующий. Да ладно, я думала, сейчас дадут побегать. Когда я иду за салатом.
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
Так, теперь дадут побегать. Ага. В сторону, которую мы уже знаем. Это неинтересно. Хотя...
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nice to meet you! Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler! Oh, you said...
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
Hmm? What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me? Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here.
Что?
It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the
Ну,
upper
типа,
house,
смотри,
but
что нет.
don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain.
Oh, are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to... I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted. And the boss there
No trouble at all!
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite...
Oh, no need, no...
Достаем. А можно путь? А, ниже? Неожиданно. Что ты предлагаешь? А, фонд. Это из этих мандарины. Как это? Оп. Местная потеряла. А вдруг здесь что-то интересное? Ничего полезного. Ой, не туда. Кузнец. Девушка-кузнец.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made some... No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Whoa. So, is Linny actually loaded?
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey! Is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you. But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is?
Сначала смешно.
I heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments.
Такой переход.
Paimon still doesn't get it.
Английский, тот хопа, французский.
People's beliefs be turned into a stable... Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called mumusia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good...
Hey, hold on! Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first? If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, time on!
Они банку, точнее, кузнец им, они банку.
What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Снежная?
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid
Я уже, честно говоря, забыла про него.
interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far, right, Traveler?
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Конечно.
I'm sure this won't take long.
Что, реально им дадут?
Yeah, brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Все уже. Это было быстро.
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it? Huh?
Now's my chance!
Тебя украли?
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? And don't say it's work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little so why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with. Which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Clorinde. Huh.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance. Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along!
Сейчас.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy it. Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Lenny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going.
Мне казалось, там уже вечер.
So let's go ride the aquabus.
Ой, боже. Ну, посмотрите. Да ёшкина машина. Ой. Упс. Ну, давай. Угу. Ой.
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently.
Я думала, здесь есть возможность сесть и пропустить это все.
The bus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself.
Не читает.
The destination of the current tour is Erinias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned a new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing.
Какое здание огромное. Оно недоступно еще. Как интересно. Вот это, я так понимаю, потом построят, и можно будет дальше путешествовать. Чтобы да. И в ту сторону.
We are now approaching our final destination.
Нет.
Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Ух ты ж. Нахи, да?
Everyone hold hands.
Спылесосим. Фонтане. Прям так и пойду. Что там? Ой. Ой, тут нету фонтана. Сломан, что ли? Такая дорога с людьми, и там эти хиличуры лопаются. Ух ты ж. А, это собака. Это был какой-то минотавр. Мне показалось. Мяу. Что, Лен? Да, сегодня очень жарко. 30 градусов обещаю. У меня написано 25. Но мне кажется, вполне сейчас и 30. Нет, там где Мишелька есть.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child.
Лапша.
We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much.
Ну,
I'll be
хорошо.
happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
Лена. Осторожней, пожалуйста, а то вылетит.
Then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Вот не вылетел.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
А?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything.
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Annette, you scared Paimon. When did you get here?
When he asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard...
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
So, what did the voice say? If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Сейчас. Ой, что такое? Этому фонтану. Ну, давай посмотрим, какие у него цены. Угу. Да. Ну, это не хотя бы не 35. Точно. Новое местечко должно быть в Мираже. Хотя, может, еще не появилось.
This realm is...
Эти цветочки красивые. И все остальное уже было. О, думала, тут будет много-много чего голубенького. А, мы это видели. О, прикольно. Так, это не то, это не то, это не то. Это явно не новое. Это не то, что я ожидала. Нет тут ничего нового. Вот это вроде. И тут тоже пока ничего нового. Стой. Дай соберу.
If you ever...
Так удобно. Ух ты ж.
Traveler in Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding?
А, я думала, это видео.
We've been looking forward to it.
Мультик.
I can tell, judging
Что
by
ли?
how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on
Еще одну
time.
сеточку
The
красивую.
audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats
Да,
in the
там есть
house.
такая сеточка белая.
Just a moment, I'll fetch the tickets.
Ну, бело-серая такая. Да, вместо полочки. А это будет повыше, с другой стороны.
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Ну, это просто вместо полочки. А там полочку, конечно, снова
Don't mention
описали
it.
по
There's no
полной.
need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lenny, could you come over here and take a look
Лена,
at
я
this?
стримлю.
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lenny.
Так, раз. Два. Три. Четыре. И нет, обратно. Сейчас. И... Вот сюда. Да, так лучше. Ой, сейчас. На, внизу. можно карту, пожалуйста, делайте в зданиях тоже? Подумай.
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Че, никого больше нет?
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Ah, you little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
So you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down. Wait, that's not it. Paimon's... Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So, let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
Не обязательно всем подряд
You're
разговаривать.
also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
So
И
you're
я что-то
not friends
напортачила.
with Linny then?
Я ошиблась в чем-то.
This is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction.
Я ошиблась.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat. And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before! Oh! They're dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
О, люди появились.
Sorry. Paimon Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything! Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen.
Что ты ищешь?
I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all
Что, Саша?
necessary preparations.
Я не знаю,
For
давно
my
не
next
видела.
trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You looked so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something. 40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem much.
20! What's wrong, Mr. Linney?
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to...
Never mind the decorations. There's no...
No, that's unacceptable.
19!
It seems things aren't quite... It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can... 10 seconds and change is still...
10! Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened?
Идет.
Huh? Is this part of the show? Mr. Lenny, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice!
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, That whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
Мерзкая.
That can't be right. How can Lenny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that...
Huh? I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
A kidnapping and...
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lenny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met. Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met. But with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
Huh. It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Lenny's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Lenny and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Lenny!
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, I understand. Even I'm not sure what happened, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for you to grasp the situation. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste,
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case! Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Fer-
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me to see.
Просто так.
The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cowell. Even though he hadn't joined the troop long, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowell inside it. This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and
But he doesn't have a motive!
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't...
So in just a short... I know there's no such... I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you... Sorry, Anyway, you may investigate...
Что?
So this is the rope that broke... The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler? Whoa. Look! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something... Wait! Paimon should write all this...
этот ящик. Нет? Да куда меня отправляют-то? Я понять не могу. Серьезно? Как будто уйти пытаемся.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! Huh? You mean us? That's right. If I'm not mistaken,
Я
you're also
посмотрю.
among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No.
Так,
And by the looks of it, well, you're right on the more about that one, but
что там за красотка такая?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition,
Что?
naturally. My unparalleled
Нет,
intuition.
мы тебя потом откроем. Не знаю, посмотрим. У нас куча другого мороженого. Что?
Farina sure was
Там
quick to point the finger at Linny
йогуртовый.
without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to
Тебе
keep
же
her
мать
from
обычно не
getting carried
нравится.
away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Что?
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Господи, все эмодзи, которые покупают, тебе не нравятся.
What's your opinion?
Что ты решил,
I
что
must
это тебе
admit that she
понравится?
can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Что, эмодзи не пробовала? Там точно такое же тесто будет сверху.
All right, I've answered your
А внутри
question.
просто фисташковое мороженое.
Time you answer mine.
М.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's...
Well?
And why would that be? See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think that the Traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which...
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Huh? Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition. You wish to save a friend from false accusations.
You have a point. Huh. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in, so the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl could... Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. I think someone will be assigned.
I see that you're investigating the air. If you find any new and interesting...
We don't have too many thoughts.
Then why don't I tell you...
The thud? Oh!
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. So no one paid it much mind. But now that...
That makes sense.
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a Oh, that's true.
That does remind Paimon...
Ну, эти двое. Да, эти двое.
The investigation...
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in other words, Linny knew who would be sitting
That much checks out. Lenny reserved.
Let's just see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Even though it's bad.
Потом спроси. Maurice.
This location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe, the seats were all booked in advance. So we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's apparently she wasn't a regular at the Opera House. But she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no... Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all.
Were the victims of...
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. It is of utmost importance.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we?
Где эта книжка-то?
Whoever the murderer was, this people wanted to register and reserve a... Why would it be? Gosh, we all...
Еще не все.
would not have been visible.
Ой. Да, точно.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be...
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a...
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, Sorry, I got a little carried away there. And these are my companions. Would you mind
Такое
if they
чувство,
join as well?
что девчонка, как ее там
Fine by me.
забыла,
Oh, new
которая
helpers?
называется
I would be
принцесса и
most
отсюда. Все
Well,
такие
let's
же.
just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from
The back? You mean the inside of it?
Very good indeed. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most of it as the 2 magic boxes are positioned. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box...
I see. So that's the purpose of the box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as...
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out...
Right! You were talking that whole time!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown...
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the...
Oh,
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here be, but as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously...
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an And yet, to think that someone was... Could we have a look around?
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not...
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone. We're count...
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick.
Whatever it is.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those and here's a broken vase!
That can't be.
Одежда.
Oh, these are the clothes. Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere.
Right. And do you really? Ugh, this is so.
Ой. Нет, там ничего интересного. Так. Да-да-да. Ну, последняя. Таплинский, не последний.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right. Let Paimon right there. Seems we're just about done investigating.
Yes. Let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained the state of... Let's find a place to sort out our findings.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape?
They believe the odds of that are very low. So the guards have checked the area.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually...
The plot? No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless...
Charges and then trial. So if the charges...
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the That's right. This is how indemnity... The statements from both sides, the defenses from a... To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge and...
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not...
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides?
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to this... yes, the guards also asked me to because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we might... And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we have...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, there's no need for that.
Of course. I just hope you don't...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. I mean, what better way to properly think through our...
Breaking out, settle... Just kidding, just kidding.
What do you mean, no
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove
Did
with
you?
Yes,
I have eggs, sugar, and...
Good work, you two. Then
These three are quite the interesting group.
Oh,
that it smelled good from the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around.
Macaron.
But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was just thinking...
Well, I don't think it's Don't underestimate beating egg weights, but anyway, give these
only...
Well, eating too many sweet...
Tea is ready to be served. No need for concern.
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon, however, the magician twins...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone would...
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd...
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble...
True. None of the clues, but... The only people left to consider are both...
Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to...
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand, nor does she have any motive. The guards said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troops.
Were we not there? From the sound of things, this is turning... Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia.
They are my specialty, after all.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my...
No. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want...
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg...
Well, this...
I co mu kajmy dalej.
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know what we're looking for yet. It would be awkward if you got all tucked.
All right, thanks for your...
It was nothing.
Tutaj
A
więc
small
no i
task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
gdzie on jest? Uhu. 480 kamieni stóg. Угу. Пока нет. Что там за браузерное событие тогда? 480.
It's probably gonna be a long and difficult case.
8, да. Что мне макарон захотелось. Хотя я не особо их любитель. Они достаточно впечатляющие. Так, 11. Ну. Всё.
What do we do? The whole situation is good plan.
Just relax. Even if everyone else decides, I doubt.
Thanks, Navi.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No, we're...
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terrible.
Since both parties... Firstly, in order...
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. You ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once...
Yes.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly... There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct...
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption.
Oh, is that...
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipate...
And you didn't hear any...
No, nothing.
I see. But when the counter...
Huh?
Hey!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that...
I was right by the box.
Look at those scales. Could those be...
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my... Tell me, aren't you and Lynette...
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something.
So the serial
I've got a feeling that what...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then your first priority is to prove...
Какая она противная.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the good thing I made all those preparations.
Hey, Linny!
Order! Order! First, when the... Are these... Please answer my...
I'm sorry. Yes, they're...
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived their...
Order! Your request is reasonable.
So, in that case...
Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We based our entire reasoning on the... Not to set the wrong tone or anything.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely right. So, you met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trick, but still, I'm asking—
Sorry.
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer.
Of course. I'll answer any— We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting
Is that why you needed a—
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel,
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room, which should have been impossible, of course, that voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about—
That's the only way we can save
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to but like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh?
With enough Mora, you can afford to do anything. Even take on the academia.
То есть можно покинуть?
Both parties have returned to their position. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue—
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Боже.
As the countdown began, when the flatbed trolley passed, he did not realize that this— Finally, he used the vase. At this time, Cowell arrived, so Linny proceeded to— Afterward, Linny passed.
Так.
And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objection?
The key to refuting Lady Farina.
Да вы издеваетесь.
According to Lenny. Lenny went to. Lenny did not take part in the underground.
Attention! When the countdown started, but he immediately used a vent to access the. Once he reached that area, the crime scene had already developed. Finally, he reached the surface. Paimon did it!
In other words, you believe.
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered, assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance.
Oh.
That's right, you tell him! And, oh, well, your denial is very strident. Of course I do. You're saying that he wasn't?
Что-то не хватает. А что нам... Чего от меня хотите? Так. Ну, то что он не слышал?
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had the same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now been.
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Угу.
Could there have been a third person involved?
Oh.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant.
Huh? That can't be right.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be... The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. The deceased's name is Cowell.
Я не знаю, что. Вот, я... Это правильно.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. No one entered or left the Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Я не знаю.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or left the opera house through its end. The deceased's name is Cowell. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that.
Да, блин, Ге. Что-то не хватает. А ящики?
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having...
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired.
If only we knew how.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. The vase was not broken by chance.
Да, конечно, мне не давали воду вроде. Это специально сделали.
It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being... Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method...
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality. Magic tricks are ultimately just...
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, guards, please step into the lounge and examine the...
We are still examining the items, but we have already we discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's bag. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... what?
The primordial seed.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells elite... The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which one of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese. Along with the notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is...
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous act...
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain...
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a... Wait, just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that... Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic. Guards, please continue... Mr. Linney.
У него случайно не та штука, которая...
is supported by the evidence.
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected to...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water...
Нет.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. Now it seems like the hook rope was not... The water from the primordial sea...
Почему мы по порядку должны идти?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else...
А, жесть. Не по порядку, надеюсь. Надо.
It's in the original plan. Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number select when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. With the remaining but he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water.
Huh. That actually links together a lot of them.
Опять ничья.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with.
Thank you, Your Honor. We found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. Does this not, my dears? Linny did not need, having made modifications to that upon his return. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl. Now, as much as I... Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collect. Is this the end of...
Oh no! Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
I think we've all... I believe this is indeed... Now then, excuse me, everyone, but...
Miss, I must...
Oh, come on. I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond...
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often can... But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them? And wouldn't such a... Come on, Linny and Lynette. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
No. Choke.
And voila.
Что?
Sorry for...
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And that...
That'll teach you to...
Where should I begin?
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy it. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there.
Ну да, это она, которая была в начале.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely...
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty...
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and... There was nowhere to run from there, though. So I had to change my clothes and hide in a... I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no...
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the entire story for...
Да ладно.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. The flower vase was... Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left. So
And it's it! Having been selected out of her panic only intensified. Hearing the commotion, he did not know that Lillian was mistakenly believing that the two broke the flower vase with no way of escaping.
Я скоро закончу. Да блин, опять?
She knew that she would have to go through
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right up.
At this point, all the events that happened in the...
Bravo!
Now
No,
then,
все-таки.
Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet...
What? Are you No. I have no further argument.
Wow! Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his... With some
А чё он ниоткуда
modifications to the
взялся?
selector, he could ensure to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box, and stuck it to the box. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian, thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other... As for Linny, he was in the underground structures from this reconstruction of events. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's, this case at least can be handed over to the
Ух ты. Как старый рай.
As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think, how did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
What? Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn your...
I was just following. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher up...
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become... Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know.
Yes, our boss discovered that the water can cause people to It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearance...
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of...
An outrageous... All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now, but still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after, I guess, I didn't approach you with any ulterior motive. As for why I'm a Fatus, It's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an... That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Предвестница.
That's right. And since we're here, back when our parents first died, to survive, I took to surreptitiously observing and I took my sister through several streets, and to my surprise, we proved to be pretty before long, and
So you went from orphans to nobility just—
That was how we felt at first too. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention.
That doesn't seem too bad either.
It took a while. After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as—
Oh no. But wouldn't Fontaine—
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood.
So, she'd already taken—
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, the Knave, might have seen something in me. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. I was hesitant to trust her, but she was also quick to destroy—
Oh, so that's how the two—
She has her own plan. She has gained permission from—
So, she—
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is— Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort— All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world—
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is—
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, if you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you.
Bye, Linny!
Скоро за Сашкой. Просто выйти, походу.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that— Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack— And given that there's new evidence from the trial—
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. Sorry.
Don't say that.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. Was like having new waters. Sorry about that. Wait. Shall we have a farewell meal?
Huh? Do we really need to get that for—
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important— Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take—
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm.
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the—
Alright then, let's have—
Купили едой. Аж даже не следует. О, отличненько. А, еще. Это уже, наверное, завтра. Угу. Угу. Ну ладно. А, я и с этим не ходила еще. Я думала, я уже сходила с ним тоже. Что? Она будет чем заняться. Все на сегодня. Пойду. Скоро за Сашкой. Ну все, пока.